Welcome to Radical Digital Painting. My name is Jeffrey. Everybody hear me okay? Okay, great. So we're going to do 2 wall drawings, about 10 to 15 minutes each. And then I'm going to show you some software. And then I'm going to show you a 10-minute video. I'll turn the lights down for that. So the whole thing will be about 45 to 50 minutes. In between things, that would be a good time to go to the bathroom. But anyway, we're going to do these 2 square drawings. I'm going to start here. And usually when I do drawing, I have a timer on, so I'm going to do a 15-minute timer. And it's always hard to begin drawing, but the thing you really always want to start with is some kind of frame. And they were nice enough to do a frame for me. At home I have a blackboard that's exactly this size, and there I do drawings basically every day. One of the things that I like about drawing, or at least the way that I draw, is that it's kind of like a video game, in the sense that there's this sort of limited space, and inside of the limited sort of space, you can basically do whatever you want. So one of the things about drawing on the wall, or at least the blackboard, is that it's very easy to write letters. Because if you're on canvas and you're trying to write like words and these kinds of things, it like doesn't look on, it's always kind of weird. But if it's on the wall, you're used to seeing letters on the wall, so let's do some kind of letter thing there. This isn't letter, this is just some other thing. And they also put my signature here, but I'll fill that in sort of at the end. So I'm going to define the border a little bit more. So there's this definition of drawing and mark making that I really like. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but the idea is that a mark is basically, we all know what a mark is, like you can sort of, or a drawing is sort of like some kind of mark with a repetitive pattern, right? So a drawing might be something like this, right? Which is different from so a drawing is some kind of collection of marks. And you don't really need humans to make drawings. Dogs can make drawings and they like stuff and this kind of thing. But so what do humans do? Like what's special that humans do is that they sort of make pictures. And a picture, the definition of a picture is sort of a collection of marks that have some kind of ordering principle. And there's also some intent behind it. And that intent usually has to be human intent. At least that's how we've defined pictures so far. One of the things that I like doing with square drawings is sort of doing a half landscape, half portrait. So often I'll use Salvador Dali, I don't know Dali's good name, but I use like Salvador Dali's diacritical method where you sort of look back and forth at the image and you say like, okay, this is maybe face, this is like landscape, this kind of thing. And you sort of play around with the drawing. Most of the drawings that I do, I never really know what the end result will be. We have 8 minutes left. Let's do this one a little bit. My mom is a quilter, and so lately I've been inspired by quilting. And I know quilting squares are really important in quilting, and subdividing space and these kinds of things. One of the things that's nice about quilting is that it's sort of abstract, and things can kind of move around, right? So, I think I have a square somewhere. Here we go. So, when quilting, you have this, before you stitch things together, you have this, like, square, right? When you're making a quilt, you have these different cloth squares, right? And this is something we're going to talk about later when it comes to digital drawing, because one of the big differences between making marks on a surface and just doing something digitally or quilting is that you can move things around sort of in the space. Whereas here, I can't take one of these lines and move them. All I can do is maybe like put one down and then like copy it in this kind of way. All right. Yeah, I'm painting. So let me talk a little bit about what we're doing. Basically now I've defined the overall composition, the sort of structure where there's some things all over the place, and there's this kind of organizing principle going on. So the entire thing has a kind of structure to it. And so now it's time to fill in the details, or sort of figure out what this drawing is actually about. And so I think we're going to do a landscape where this is going to become a face. And we have this guy, or this kind of scarecrow kind of guy. Okay, is that a face or is that not a face? Looks like it's a face. As a matter of fact, at home, I usually have a TV there. It's usually playing like Netflix shows. I don't think my drawings are really about the Netflix shows, but optimize these shapes and things like that to copy notes. It's cool. I did a lot of observational drawings, so I'm like look at people and try to copy them and that kind of thing. And everybody knows we have photography for that now, so it's lame if you want to do that. If you're a painter and doing that kind of thing, it's like, ooh, you can use photography. I still think that has its place. And there's something that observational painting will always have over photography. And one of the things that observational painting has over photography is that it's actually video, right? Because if you're looking at something over time, so every mark that you actually make, which is similar to how this piece is made, every mark that you actually make happens over time. So when you do a portrait of somebody, it's really like a portrait of the time that passed, sort of compressed. So sometimes I like to think about observational drawing as a kind of video compression algorithm that sort of compresses the video into one image. Okay. This wall is a little coarse, so we're going to have to do some special tricks to get some depth. Right now, borrowing some stuff from this American painter, Grant Wood. Anybody know Grant Wood? Grant Wood did like American Gothic, like with the triangles. But he also did some really beautiful landscapes, and they look almost computer generated if you look at them now. So he'll have trees and other kinds of things and flowers, and they sort of like just look like these really abstract works. And he's really kind of a weird painter for his time. But he's sort of cliche, so nobody really looks at him. But he's pretty good. Okay, come down. I think we have about 4 minutes. 6 minutes. This is a very line drawing. I don't know if I should use my hands or not. We can do that. One of my favorite chalk drawings is Rudolf Steiner. I don't know if anyone's seen Rudolf Steiner's chalk drawings. They're really beautiful. But they're mostly in the context of education, so there'll be like A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, these kinds of things. And he has special drawings that he uses to teach children how to do like multiplication and division and more multiplication and more divisions. These kinds of things. This is going to be a girl. No, I heard in Britain you don't like representation. So I have to bring some American representation in this kind of way. But you have to go with the program. Representation is okay. I think it's good when paintings are about one thing and they sort of contain all the history that you want them to contain. For example, this one kind of has this all wood kind of thing, where I'm standing here doing a drawing on the wall, but it's also got this Disney Mickey Mouse kind of thing, and it's got the Graham wood kind of thing, and of course I'm also talking about computer stuff and education and teaching, so it's all got that just voice kind of thing in there, and that's the recipe for success if you just bring them together. At least these days you have to synthesize. So a collection of marks with some kind of ordering principle that has an intention. So what is the intention today? Basically, it's just for me to have a good time and to talk to you about what I'm actually doing here on the surface. Let's take a look. Could be better. I mean, it's difficult, when you do it on your own, listen to music, you're not really talking about things. It's hard to explain what you're doing. But, this isn't really about how good the drawing is. I mean, was any drawing ever really supposed to be about how good the drawing is, or just how well you achieve the intent? Okay. So once my time is up, I usually give myself about 1 minute of buffer to add a couple more details and do these kinds of things. And then I sign it with the date and time. And I'll explain my signature in a minute. Girl's gonna have some wavy hair. Get a little bit better. I mean, basically we have like a Tim Burton postcard or something. Okay, I'm gonna put the border in. Okay, getting pretty dense. I'm gonna mess it up. So this drawing is basically a free drawing, it's unplanned, and I'm just sort of going with the flow. But the next drawing I'm going to do is actually, the one over here is going to be from a composition, so it is already planned. And one of the things that is nice about drawing is it's like music, where you can sort of do a drawing and have a kind of score, or sort of, know what the steps are, and then you can like repeat the drawing more than once. And when you repeat a drawing more than once, it's sort of a kind of performance. And when you look at an image on a screen, whether it's a program running like this or whether it's a JPEG, the drawing is always kind of like re-performed when it gets loaded by the machine. So it's sort of this inert set of instructions, and it's only really alive when the machine produces it for you. And of course, like I said, at home I have a blackboard, and I do a lot of drawings on the blackboard, but not really to document the drawings, but actually to plan out compositions and be able to repeat them later on. So what I'm doing here is I'm sort of just showing you what I would do when I'm hanging out on the blackboard. But next I'll show you a planned composition. I believe that's our timer, 15 seconds left. So let's put in the signature. It's the 29th, and it is 20:48. So I think that signature is very important. And the reason why signature is important is because these days it doesn't really matter what medium you use because it all ends up on a computer most of the time. And also there's this really weird issue with scale. So things have a, I'm just doing a couple little things before I move on. So things have their actual scale, like this. But then I also think that things can have an abstract scale, in the sense that there's the scale in which they exist in your imagination, where the marks are only scaled relative to one another. And I use the signature in my drawing to sort of define the abstract scale. So in other words, the size of the signature, this kind of thing, whether it's a small drawing on the screen or whether it's like a really large picture, the size of the signature in relation to the other marks defines this sort of abstract scale. So if this was like a really complicated drawing, and the signature was still only the size, it would be a kind of a bigger abstract scale. And the other thing that it does is if you have a signature, you sort of create a network. Okay, so let's move on. And this one's going to be black. And I think maybe also put some music. I have the iPhone without the thing, so. All right. I can get a better green on. I'm not so bad. And let's see what we have here. So this one is a planned composition. It may not actually take 15 minutes because I've done it several times before. But we'll see how it works. I'm going to define the frame a little more clearly first. So this drawing is not only about what the final image is, it's also about the order in which the marks are drawn, which changes its content. And so in that sense, it's more related to theater or dancing or choreography, this kind of thing. Or a computer program, because when you use a computer program, one of the big things in a computer program is the order in which you do things, whether you're the programmer or the user, Like when someone calls you up and they're like, how do I do this thing on Facebook, or how do I send this email? It's like first step, second step, third step, like a recipe. So we're going to sort of do this in recipes here. So what I'm doing here is, what you do on a computer with the paint bucket tool, like just filling in the whole space. But I have to do it in a nice way. There's all kinds of ways to do that. In computer graphics, it's called a flood fill. So you're sort of flooding the area, filling the area by flooding it. So that's what we're doing here. And the way that I do the flood fill is here, is just with these stripes going different ways. But when you're writing some computer software, there's all different ways to make it go faster or do it differently. Like back in the day, people would make it so it would go in both directions simultaneously. These days, it kind of goes in all directions, especially if you want to stop it or hits it, the paint bucket tool hits a separate color. Okay. And then there is this. it's drawn many times, and every time it's a little bit different, but it basically goes in the same way. So yeah, some bodies there. Of course, it's a joke because you're not supposed to think about the music, you're supposed to think about yourself. That's why I was out of it. And it actually has a really great face on the cover. It's sort of a good cartoon face. So as you probably can see, these are two guys fighting over a spider. It's a kind of post-apocalyptic scenario where we have to eat spiders. And basically you live in a nowhere land. And the celestial bodies, these two suns, you know, in the apocalypse, it's okay when you have two suns, you only have one sun, so shadows go through ways and things like that. Because who knows how that's going to happen. And so this spider's coming down from the sky, and most post-apocalyptic scenarios have guns, so that's what these are, these are guns. So I said before, I always like to think about drawing as a video game, and when I was a kid, I used to make drawings that were really successive in the sense that there would be like, you know, this kind of guy or a creature, and he had a gun, and he was like shooting the other guy, and I would like cross out the guy. And this kind of drawing logic, you know, it's existed for a while, but especially with computer games and sort of interactive things, kids really like doing drawings where things sort of happen to the characters over time. Okay. I think we're going to do the same thing with the border on this one. And so what do I mean when I say drawing is like a video game? I basically mean that when you play a video game, you have something like this guy, this video game controller here. And when you're playing a video game, you know, you have the controller, and then you're like doing something with the controller, and it's changing what you see on the screen, right? So I kind of think drawing is sort of a video game, at least how I do it, because you know I have my controller, this apparatus, and I have defined my sort of play space for my frame. And then by using the apparatus, I sort of have my remote control to change my field of vision. So I can sort of change what I'm looking at by using my video game controller, or in this case, Chuck. And I think art is often focused on the end product. I mean, of course, this idea has been hashed out a lot. And we might say, oh, yeah, we all know art's about the process, that kind of thing. But in terms of drawing, we don't really consider drawing as being the entire thing. We always look at it and we're like, oh, how does it made, or this kind of thing. But I think it's important that the content of the drawing is actually the process of the drawing. The sort of recipe, if you will. I mean, of course, now I'm pretty much finished my my composition, and I mean the recipe is fairly simple, and so now I'm just sort of ripping off things, figuring out the decoration, right? So just like in 3D graphics, you might have like a kind of wireframe kind of thing, or an outline in cartooning, and you sort of fill the gaps with your decorative elements. And I think decoration is very important. You know, it sort of draws you in. Lots of things are beautiful, and I think beauty is just fine. There's going to be some spiders up in the top. this, but I think we'll finish it here earlier. This needs a shadow. And this needs a shadow. There's this archive of children's drawings that I really love. Well, I mean, I love children's drawings because you can see in children's drawings sort of how the brain develops and how the person learns to form symbols and images and how they represent things over time as they get older. And there's this really great drawing archive called the Rhoda Kellogg Drawing Archive. It's from the 60s, where it's so that's the year, the month, the day, the hour, and the minute in military time. So I'll just keep talking and doing like a little dabs here. So what was I talking about? Anyone help me? I'll come back. Oh yeah, so Ray Kurzweil, singularity, this kind of thing. I'll probably live to like year 3000 or something. But if I don't, then perhaps artificial intelligence will be able to make my drawings. So I've come up with a new name for my initials, just another system. And lately I've been working on computer drawings that will assign themselves to this kind of thing. And this falls into this tradition of this British artist, Harold Cohen, who died this last year. You can read his New York Times obituary, it's very good. But he spent most of his life writing an artificially intelligent computer program in Lisp to sort of make his drawings. And he actually has this interview with Ray Kurzweil back in the 80s, where Ray Kurzweil is joking with him about how he will be the first artist to have a posthumous retrospective of new work. Because they'll rerun the computer program and generate all these pictures. And so I thought that was very interesting. And so I'm sort of following in line with this tradition. But Harold Cohen's program is called Aaron, right? A-A-R-O-N. So you got it. Aaron. So he gave it a different name, and he says Aaron is an artist, not me. Which is one of the things that I sort of disagree with him on. I kind of think that was it's an interesting piece of fiction, but really, Aaron has all these complicated, very specific rules about how to do figures and these kinds of things, and of course they come from Harold. Aaron isn't really that intelligent. Like, he can't really make his own decisions. They're sort of like a, it's like a deck of cards. So it's the same no matter how it's shuffled. Which is sort of like this program here. It's the same no matter how it's shuffled. Forever. Okay. So let's go to some computer programs. So the work you're seeing here, Tuffin, that I did for Harvard's left.gallery. It's an online work, and I don't know if you've noticed the kind of system going on, but each image is 16 spots that move around that are recorded with my recording device here. And there are 16 spots, and they sort of move and turn and change into these different compositions. So there's 128 compositions slowly transforming into one another, and each one is just these 16 dots. I'll sort of show you how this kind of thing is made with one of my drawing tools here. So let's see what we can do. And perhaps I will get I'll also show you, I'm going to start to go on the microphone in this part. I'm going to show you one of my audio instruments as well. The cricket. I think this should work pretty good. I feel a little echoey. But I can amplify my voice. Hello. Okay. Not so bad. Hello. too, but I can also just
control my voice, pitch this kind of thing. I'll show you more in just a second. I'll add my voice to the high pitch. It's kind of fun. Alright, so it's kind of like an edge sketch, so I can move dots around. I know it's kind of weird, but it's like an edge sketch, so I can move these dots around. And then let me change the size. Like this. Then I can make it hard or soft. I can make it kind of disappear or reappear. So I can make it disappear or reappear.
Like that. And of course I can change the color. So this is like RGB up here. So let's do like a bright yellow. And with the high opacity, make it kind of big. And we'll do a landscape. So, like that. And let's do some ground work. Get some green. And because the blue's already sky, so we can also get some green in there. Some more green, some more green. Very good. And we'll do a little finger. So, very simple. And that's for the eyes, so that's that. This is kind of vector-based drawing application where you can only use dots. And good enough, so maybe some red. Not bad. Now, I kind of get some more detail here, so we get some music here. And we're going to do the pupils here. So, and reset. Very nice, not so bad. Could be better, could be better. But let's move on. So, bring in the background. Let's switch to a new drawing. Now I'm going to show you the recording book. So drawings don't have to be static, they can be moving around. So each dot is actually something that can be recorded. So you can change the size and the hardness and the color and these kinds of things. And it's all recorded in real time, so if I let go, now the recording is going to play backwards through, and then it's going to come back around. Like this kind of thing. There we go. So this is the kind of composition that I would use to make that type of piece. Where I sort of record these dots and move them around and change the background colors and kind of like. And then I have a program that reads these compositions and sort of puts them in a kind of slideshow. Of course, I can go back through and undo these kinds of things. Like this. Let's keep this one spinning. So I have this program I can use to make these compositions. But actually, what we're really doing here is we're defining a brush. We're defining a paintbrush, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's make a couple more. So let's make one that's like, let's do like a color changing brush like this. That would be pretty interesting. Okay, and let's do a brush that does a kind of cliffs. And we'll grab this color here. Maybe kind of like this brush. Nice, and get some more yellow, I think. Alright, there we go. So I have my brushes here, these little systems. Make this one smaller, this one a bit smaller. And yeah, we'll start with this one. So what this tool actually is a painting program. So here's our canvas. And now, as you see, I'll be able to stamp these things on the canvas. So we can build a painting using these little systems, little brushes, things like that. So I'll just go around here. Now notice how when I go close to the edge, it's sort of like coming on the other side, right? Well, that's because it sort of wraps around. So the drawing that we're working on is kind of a piece of wallpaper. So it's almost a square, but I can move the square around, and it sort of repeats itself this way. Alright, but I don't want to keep this checkerboard background, so I'm probably going to zoom out. And let's just do this a bit. And let's come back. Okay. So that's sort of our backdrop, and now let's switch to this guy. Maybe he's a little. This is just a demo, so maybe I'll go a little crazy. And go around this sort of way. This is our kind of area. It's kind of cute. So maybe I can make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And stop it. Now let's take a look at what this whole picture looks like. Not so bad. Let's move on. So this one's really nice. This is a color changing brush, as you can see. And so it's really fun to draw with because I've sort of recorded the color changes previously, but now I can sort of work with that as I draw. This kind of thing. And lastly, we've got this guy. And so I can either stamp or I can make these strokes. Now, of course, I can do some other funky things, like you can spin this thing around, and so you burn the nightclub people, you can do these nightclub effects. Not so bad. That's pretty good. So now, and that's reset. Cool. So that is a piece of software that does not have a name. But I use this to make company. And it's also used now to make some of my larger digital pictures. And so it's kind of designed for performance. As you notice, there's really no interface, there's no menus, this kind of thing. I have this little dock that I can use sometimes. But in general, it's really sort of meant for me looking at the screen and looking forward to an audience. And so all the interface is basically physical. Right. Now, what I want to do
now, let's kind of show you a little bit more of this audio tool. And then we're going to watch a short video of the work of mine, and we'll end the performance. Okay, so similar
to how this works, where you sort of make these multiple brushes with dots, and then those brushes sort of come together to form a composition. This piece is a similar instrument but for audio. So I can record something like, we'll do our harmony. And I can play that back. And then we'll do something else. So the idea behind this is that rather than make a piece of music, you sort of make a sound drawing. So similar to how I was saying, a drawing is like, or a painting composition is like a video compression algorithm. We sort of compress time into this one space. This is sort of used to make these audio spaces. I'm going to make a quick audio space. I think about 30 seconds, we'll listen to it for about 30 seconds. So let's do a like Jeffrey, your fresh Jeffrey, or your fresh Jeffrey, which is pretty cool, I guess. Jeffrey, your fresh Jeffrey. Jeffrey, your fresh Jeffrey. That was pretty cool. But what you can really do is you can practice talking backwards, right? And you can do it really fast. So it's kind of like Duolingo, but for the very first time. So I know Jeffrey's like your French, so like your French Jeffrey, your French Jeffrey, or like Berlin, Naylor, Berlin, Naylor. So you can really learn to talk backwards. And I think this is one of the future of photography, actually. Or something like that. Or like a hidden language. This is one more like that. Archipelago, archipelago, okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the lights down and we're going to watch a piece of mine called 10-minute painting. And I'll just let it speak for itself. And at the end, I will get. So thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the drawings. I hope you enjoyed this short video, this one.
Painting by JAS, 2017, July 29th at 3:23 a.m. December 0.5.0. Compiled for Radical Digital Painting at Neumeister. When you are a local host, what are the forms of not painting and what are the non-forms that painting might take? Video games are nothing less than stylized learning curves, and everyone knows video games are for total losers who live with their families. Paintbrushes, like guns and PlayStation controllers, are content management systems for your field of view. This is why painting is the best video game. World views as a landscape versus, world views as a stream versus, handwritten cursive in the margin of something printed. My mother is a great quilter, for what it's worth. The best way to consume a photograph is to take one. Then you can hold it directly in front of your face. I have a home for you now. It begins with a beautiful loop, then hangs forever and ever and ever and ever. Monospaced fonts are beautiful because they go against the grain of everything that came before them. McDonald's is currently running a temporary promotional program for signature crafted artisan sandwiches as an authentic alternative to their other offerings. In comparison to their standard menu, the pictures look mild and purposefully weak, like half-built skyscrapers. The buns are even sliding off. By offering poorly executed versions of their competitors' products, McDonald's is able to maintain their existing loyalty without permanently altering the production of their standard menu. Similarly, the yogurt brand Yoplait has recently run a TV ad which begins with a string of edgy ads about motherhood and ends with the line, "Check this out, good old-fashioned Yoplait. It's not made with cage-free Norwegian hemp milk. And guess what? My daughter loves it." Yoplait isn't looking for brand loyalty. Instead, they are developing a new kind of faith. When I think of McDonald's and Yoplait, I can feel the source code compiling on my retina. A little square just appeared on the edge of the frame. It happened again. A wall is being built here, in case you haven't noticed. Painter David Hockney once said, "Video brings its time to you and can bring your time to painting, and that difference will always be there." What would it be like to play painting? It would be the most beautiful thing in the system. It would be more beautiful than the platform itself. A beautiful painting is a painting that can be run over and over again. You are looking at a painting comprised of many wayward bits. Listen, a beautiful painting is a poem that can be executed over and over again. Repetition is the only thing that makes something less random than it already is. Video games are the most recent form of filmmaking known to the human retina. That is why video games are merely mistaken for books. Books, like video games, are alive only in the moments they are being read. Abstraction A, abstraction B, S expression. If one doesn't have infinite scroll, it is necessary to invent it. Jack Kerouac hacked his typewriter to accept rolls of paper instead of sheets. P. Spielberg retired to a life of endless walking, and network information systems are engineered to update themselves without turning off. Schools are starting to teach cursive handwriting again. This poem's text is represented by a standardized possibility space limited to exactly 1,114,112 characters or code points. This is the exact opposite of cursive. It is for this reason that all punctuation marks are traffic signals. My commute is very pleasant here. There is enough time to play with my Tamagotchi. Painting equals tic-tac-toe. Mural equals Game Boy. Picture frames are orbiting satellites. I am a square, and I am a button. This is a pretty good example of class inheritance. The sandbox has not been included in art history because art history is not very cool. Paintings to be compiled versus paintings to be looked at versus poems to be photographed versus homage ransom notes. Did you see what the arrow is wearing? Real spaces are imprecise and contradictory. Virtual spaces, like nightmares, are lacking in feedback but abundant in surveillance. This painting will be continuously integrated as a service announcement until it is no longer being deployed. Most pictures are collections of ordered acronyms. The names we give to the constituents of a painting are more important than what they are actually made of. Paintings, like beds, are containers within which dreams are broadcast. The arithmetic for calculating the number of possible combinations of pixels here is 65,536 to the power of about 16.7 million. The resulting integer is very wide, but not infinite. Similar to web browsers, software like MacPaint or Photoshop allows users to serve these vast but limited visual spaces to opinionated needs, like plotting individual pixels, filling large regions, and filtering the entire set of pixels at once. Each new painting program or feature that gets introduced into the ecosystem allows for more focused and opinionated surfing of these spaces. Surfing is always more fun than permutation. If scratching is a process by which hidden things expose themselves, then we can say that all paintings are made from scratch. To arrange elements in a virtual space, one must define that space. Things that are real versus things that are fake versus. If a painting is defined as an abstract container capable of representing two colors, then there are only two possible paintings. If poems were only one letter long, using an alphabet containing two letters, then there were only two possible poems. With an alphabet of 7 letters, I can permutate rainbows all fucking day. This program is now in dialogue with its own material delivery. Gridded, linear arrangements of pixels make them easy for digital computers to read, but difficult for humans to process and memorize. Pixels are becoming smaller, more numerous, and less visible to the eye, and now we will consider a more open definition of them. Pixels need not be the same size, nor side by side in the grid. They don't need to be made of the same material. They can be as abstract as possible, determined only by the highest level of meaning they are able to obtain. By this understanding, Rothko's signature paintings are to be interpreted as just a few pixels in width and height, and several pixels deep. By raising the meaning of a pixel higher than that of a singly colored, gridded unit, we can study paintings and modify or re-execute them as easily as if they were a mathematical formula. I have a painting for you now. 3 Swedish fish candies stare at one another in a circle. One is flipped over, another shiny. It has been sucked on and spit back out. The poem program you are looking at is comprised of 65,536 reproducible picture elements or pixels. Each of these is capable of representing over 16.7 million colors. It takes place in real time, and like a deck of cards, it is the same no matter how it is shuffled. The icons appearing on the edge of the frame are used in lieu of the progress bar. You will see 124 of them, in addition to more plants, by the time I stop speaking. My voice is triggered by the web speech synthesis API. The sound and gender is dependent on the browser software implementers, your machine's operating system, and my personal preferences. If I were to talk about this in an interview, I would write something about how in 2009 I lived with the author Tab Lynn in Brooklyn while participating in the now discontinued AICAT New York studio program. During this time, I came across Tab Lynn in a list. I remember thinking it was odd that Tab's name had been misprinted. 2 years later, I saw that misprint again as a link on the website UberWeb. I discovered that Tab was not a typo, but the PowerPoint user. poet and brother of the sculptor Michael Lind, who created the well-known Vietnam War Memorial in Washington, D.C., and the Women's Table at Yale, among other works. On the Yubu webpage, I watched the video of Tan's 2,211-minute painting, a programmatic, self-reflexive lyrical run of personal thoughts on painting, poetry, and medium, read aloud by a speech synthesis program. It often appears before or after this piece of the screening. Beware of its lies. Top mathematicians and painters often work at the same scale. The professor's large, mural-sized blackboard serves as a liminal space by which abstractions are developed, whereas a painter's substrate serves as an indelible artifact of material composition. Professors have just as much of a fetish for their tools as oil painters do. They prefer Hagoromo, a discontinued brand of Japanese chalk, over anything else, and are keen on porcelain surfaces. They enjoy the lyrical mark-making capability of chalk, and even share techniques like breaking the stick in two and drawing with its side to render calligraphic lines. A viral video of MIT professor Walter Wood's blackboard work shows this fetish is shared by a much wider audience. There is a collective disdain for dry erase whiteboards, which are often derided as inferior in capability and more difficult to maintain than the blackboard. Whiteboards operate in a more uniform world, where their marks look consistent regardless of the individual that drew them. Perhaps this is why they are more popular in business meetings. They attenuate the aesthetic of the individual in favor of the group. All digital media objects exist as a collection of reproducible bits, and so, their materiality yields little meaning. Because of this, painting today aspires to be understood through a set of abstract terms, similar to those which have been developed for mathematics and poetry. A painting is just a kind of picture message.